Well, greetings and salutations, everybody. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is John Campea, and this is a companion video. What are companion videos? Well, I'm awfully glad that you asked. To see, every day on the John Campea Show, Monday through Friday, we take live questions, but we don't always have time to get around to all the live questions that get sent in. But I want to make sure if you send in those questions, they get answered properly in a video. So we gather them up, and we address them here on companion videos. So let's not waste any time, and let's dive right into it and start getting to some of your questions. And we're going to start getting caught up with All Hail Thanos writes, "Hey John, love the show. Thank you so much. Huge fan. I was wondering if you had a solution to the problem of movie theaters showing 30 minutes of trailers. What can we do?" The best thing we can do is voice our concerns. And what I always encourage people to do is to, when you're going to a theater that's showing like 25 minutes, 30 minutes of trailers, a movie theater that advertises a 7 o'clock showtime and they don't actually start the movie till like 7:25, 7:30. Ask to speak to the manager. This is key. Be polite. Be nice. Understand this isn't really the manager's decision. They didn't do this to you. So always be nice, be polite, and say, hey, I just wanted to take a moment to, as a customer here, to really express my displeasure. And I know it's not your fault personally, but as a manager, I wanted to express my real displeasure as a customer here that I have to sit through 25 to 30 minutes of ads. And I don't expect you to change that personally overnight, but as a patron here, I want to make sure I express my concern. And so I'm expressing my concern to you. I'm really not happy about that. Anyway, thank you for your time, sir or ma'am. Have a great evening. That's the best thing we can do. And what movie theaters hopefully will start to understand is, if you reduce the amount of trailers played, you might lose out, and really, they don't make a ton of revenue off playing these trailers. But if you reduce the amount of trailer time, you're going to increase people's satisfaction with the experience of coming to your theater, and that will pay off more long term. But anyway, ask to speak to a manager, be super polite and nice. Just express, I just want to express as a patron that I am not happy with being told there's a 7:30 showtime and my movie didn't start till 8. 25 minutes of ads when I'm paying $12 for my movie ticket is not acceptable to me, sir. So anyway, I just wanted to express my opinion. Thank you for your time. That's it. All you got to do. And if enough people did that, I think we would start seeing some change. Just again, guys, be nice. Like Patrick Swayze says in Roadhouse, be nice. Be polite, okay? Anyway, Zach Haskell writes, with Kevin Feige becoming in charge of most of Marvel and Joseph Loeb reportedly exiting, what does this for the Netflix MCU characters? Probably, what does this mean? Nothing. It means absolutely nothing. You're never going to see those Netflix characters again, I don't believe. It's part of it is contractual, which means Kevin Feige has no say anyway. So despite whatever rumors or reports you read, that day is done. We're not going to see those Netflix characters again. They are unfortunately most likely gone. But remember, anything can happen in Hollywood. Anybody can make a deal about anything. So anything can happen, but I wouldn't hold my breath. I wouldn't hold out any hope for seeing those Netflix characters again at this point. But remember, just tuck it away in the back of your head, because anything in this business can happen, but I wouldn't at this point count on anything. James Argento writes, I think the success of Joker will lead to more DC Elseworlds movies such as Red Sun, Kingdom Come, etc. Kingdom Come is a bit of a stretch. Kingdom Come would be a massive budgeted, massive visual effects heavy, massive, unlike Joker, which costs like what, 60 million to make? It's a little bit different, but I've been saying since day one that my hope with Joker was that it would be a big success so that Warner Brothers and Marvel would say, look at that. A standalone movie outside of the shared cinematic universe, just telling a good one-shot story, can make money. And Joker looks like it's poised to crack $900 million. So I really hope you're right. I'm just saying I wouldn't hold my breath for something like Kingdom Come. That's a much bigger risk. Not to mention, you would require the audience to have a lot of background information. But something along those lines of more of these standalone movies, that's what I've been wanting this whole time. And I hope that's what comes to pass. Pat Fury writes, going back to the theater to see extra minutes reminds me of video games that are chopped into pieces and sold as downloadable content. That's just dirty to the consumer. I agree, Pat. And I've been saying that for a while. We as customers need to refuse to go to movie theaters when they lie and say it's a re-release. What are you talking about? Re-release is still in theaters. No, it's a re-release with like 3 extra seconds. Come pay us more money to come see the 3 extra seconds. Like if it's like 4 years later or 3 years later or celebrating the anniversary of it and you want to come back and they want to add in a few minutes, that's one thing. But this year we've seen 4 movies alone this year that go, oh, you already paid us to see the movie. Now come back and see the full movie. That is dirty pool. It should stop. And we as consumers should not encourage them by supporting that type of BS. Anyway, King Latom writes, what are your thoughts on LeBron's comments on Hong Kong's NBA situation? Do you think it will have any effect on Space Jam 2? Thanks, love the show. Not going to get dragged into that political conversation. Nope, not going to get... I appreciate you asking, but I am not getting involved in that conversation at all. No, thank you. Samuel Phoenix writes, I watched the SpiderMan 10-minute footage on YouTube. Of course, we were just talking about movies getting re-released. SpiderMan, of course, Far From Home. Sony is one of the perpetrators there. And you watch the footage on YouTube. I don't encourage piracy. I don't know. Maybe Sony put it up on YouTube for everybody to see. I don't know. But I still haven't seen it myself. Don't plan on watching it. Like if I get, when I buy the movie, if it comes with the bonus features and it has that, I'll definitely watch it then. Lone Wolf X6 writes, FX6 writes, when even a god acknowledges Oliver, the overseer of all life in the multiverse, chooses a mortal man over a speedster and a Kryptonian to be his emissary, speaks volumes. I've been saying for a while, not just a while, for years now, they should have used, they started to poise Oliver in the Arrowverse as the Batman of that universe. Not literally Batman, but like playing the role of Batman in that universe. And they even went there a few times, like with the Crisis on Earth X thing. It turns out he was the guy who overthrew the world on that other universe, right? And I think Kara was his wife or something like that. Anyway, he was the leader. And they only ever so slightly touched on it. That was when Oliver could have been used the best. And they do seem to be suggesting that a little bit with this new Crisis on Infinite Earths, which is good. A little too late, but I always thought that's the way they should have handled him. He really was set up in many ways to be the Batman of that universe, but they never really fully embraced it. And that's a shame. That's a shame. I think that was always a little bit of a missed opportunity. It's neat to see them going back to it a little bit right now, but it's something they should have done. Ray Ora, my brother-in-law, who does the graphics on this show, writes, how much pizza will Chris and Aaron buy today? Oh, they usually buy much pizza. Much pizza is why Ray sent that in. I don't know. All right. Lone Wolf X6 writes, hello, Aaron, Chris, John. Just wanted to say, love the chemistry. Great show. Also, John, congratulations on working with Christian again. I'm thrilled. As a matter of fact, I'm recording this on Tuesday. And tonight I'm going to go, and I'm actually going to go have dinner with Christian beforehand. I'm going to go see Terminator tonight. And me and Christian will grab dinner. So next week, it's crazy to think of this. It's next week. Next week, Christian and I launch 2 new shows. One on his network, the Schmodown Entertainment Network. One on mine, the John Campea YouTube channel. On Tuesday, November the 5th, that's next Tuesday, we launch our brand new Star Wars show. Just a couple of guys talking about Star Wars. It's called Dark Side, Light Side. And that'll be on the Schmodown Entertainment Network. That's where that show will be on Tuesdays live. Then on Thursdays live at 2 p.m. in the afternoon, on the John Campea YouTube channel, we're going to have the Campea and Harloff show where Christian and I, because, Christian and I won't be doing a daily show together, talk all about all the news that goes on in the world of movies and television and stuff like that. So every Thursday afternoon at 2 o'clock in the afternoon Pacific Standard Time, that's 5 p.m. East Coast time, Christian and I will be here on the John Campea YouTube channel to do the Campea and Harloff show, where it's he and I breaking down all the biggest stories from that week and having a chance to debate and discuss with each other. That's going to be fun. It's been 2.5 years since Christian and I did a show together, did an episode together, and he and I are both really excited about it, and I hope you guys will join along with us on both of those shows. Thanks for that, Lone Wolf. All right. Keith Colton writes, hey, John, Ray wanted me to send you some mayonnaise. Hashtag no pants Thursdays. This, of course, was a question that was sent on Thursday. Aaron Cummings has dubbed our Thursday shows as No Pants Thursdays. I don't know where she came up with that, but that's where it came from. Ray knows I like my mayonnaise. A good Canadian kid, I like mayonnaise on stuff. Not on everything, contrary to popular belief. But like mayonnaise on hot dogs. You know in Endgame, when it starts, when Hawkeye and his daughter are practicing bow and arrowing and the mom yells, "Hey, do you want ketchup, mustard, or mayonnaise on your hot dog?" The daughter said, "Who wants mayo on a hot dog?" I'm like, screw you, kid. Screw you. I like mayo on my hot dogs. You know what? I'm glad Thanos killed you. I'm glad you're dead. I'm glad Thanos killed you, stupid little brat. Anyway, that's just me. Okay, Lamar McLeod writes, maybe Scorsese should direct Man of Steel too. Wouldn't that be something if they did that? Adam K writes, Brittany Runs a Marathon is one of my favorites this year. You know what? I said the other day that I'm now all caught up on the movies I could possibly see that I really want to see right now, other than Peanut Butter Falcon. That's the one movie that I could have seen this year that I haven't gotten around to seeing. I mean, there's still many to come in November, but I haven't had an opportunity to see those yet. I mean, so there's that. And I said the one film that I haven't seen that I wanted to see was Peanut Butter Falcon. That was not true. Brittany Runs a Marathon is one of the other ones I haven't seen yet. Heard amazing things about it. Amazing things about it. And I do want to get around to make sure I watch that myself. Anyway, Friendly Quesadilla writes, what a great name. I just want a little Palpatine after the gym. Some people like Palpatine in the Star Wars movies. Some people want a little. I got to make up a Star Wars post-workout shake called Palpatine. Oh, dude, that's genius. That's $1 billion idea. You should take that to Shark Tank. I love that idea. All right, Matt Stamzilla writes, hey, John, long time, first time. Thank you for being here, Matt. Love the show. You are so right about the politics thing from personal experience, and I'm guilty as charged. I think that was sent in on Thursday. I can't remember exactly what we were talking about. I think I remember us saying, it might have been about something else, but just saying like, you know, here's the thing. I don't like to bring politics into my movie talk. Now, issues of equality between people, to me, is not a political issue. That is a human issue. That's a human decency issue. But there's a lot of other politics going on and stuff like that. And while I have my own set of political beliefs, I'll talk about them on my social media channels. Here, we're all movie fans. Whether you're extreme political left, whether you're a moderate, extreme political right, it don't matter. We're all movie fans. And so when we talk about stuff here, I try to stay out of all the politics stuff. I'll talk politics on my own social media channels. That's fine. But here, we're all movie fans. And that's how I like to do things. Anyway, Michael Myers writes, Drew Bledsoe is the quarterback. Yes, that's right. I was talking about back in the day, and I froze on who was it that Tom Brady replaced again? That was quarterbacking the New England Patriots when Coach Parcells went over there. Because I was mentioning that's when I started following the Patriots, is when Coach Parcells went to the Patriots and Drew Bledsoe, and I froze on Bledsoe's name. Drew Bledsoe was the quarterback. That's when I became a Patriots fan. And I've been a Patriots fan ever since. And it's been a pretty decent ride, I gotta say. You know, I've had the highs and lows. My number one favorite sport is hockey, and my number one all-time team is the Toronto Maple Leafs. But they have never even been to the Stanley Cup Finals in my lifetime. I'm not kidding. That's not an exaggeration. The entire time I've been on this earth, the Toronto Maple Leafs have never even been to the finals, let alone won the finals. And they've sucked most of the years that I've been alive. But they are still my favorite team. When it comes to football, though, for most of my life, my favorite team has been the Patriots. For a period of time, it was the Buffalo Bills. I loved the Bills, but then they screwed over the fans so much, I just fell out of love with them, unfortunately. I still like them, but I got a soft spot in my heart for the Bills. But it was back when Coach Parcells went to the Patriots that they kind of became my favorite team. Because I follow coaches. It's like when Coach Carroll went from USC, because I just think Coach Carroll coaches a real entertaining brand of football. So when he went to Seattle, I started liking the Seattle Seahawks because the coach went there, right? I'm just weird that way. I tend to follow coaches. And when Parcells went to the Patriots, that's when I kind of became a Patriot fan. And on the one hand, as a Leaf fan, I've suffered my whole life. As a Patriot fan, I've had a lot of glory. So it goes back and forth on that. But thank you for reminding that, Michael. Yes, it was Drew Bledsoe. All right. Jesse writes, I don't know why, John, but I actually like your current setup better than the studio setup. You know what? That's not an uncommon thing I hear from people. Now, don't get me wrong. I loved my studio setup when I was doing stuff at the stream and I was running things over there, and we had the studio in Hollywood and all that kind of stuff. And I loved our setup. It was a very ESPN sort of feel, but there's also a lot of people that have mentioned that they kind of prefer this setup. I hear a lot of comments that a lot of people feel like it's a little more, it feels more intimate. It feels like there's more of a connection between me and the audience. And some people just think it looks better. And that's great too. Hey, whatever works. So yeah, thanks for sharing your thoughts on that, man. I appreciate that. Brian Clark writes, you've said that you only cry over displays of friendship. It's true. The main thing that makes me cry in movies is not sadness and is not love and romance. It's overtly and extreme demonstrations of loyal friendship. That's the stuff. The few times I've ever cried in a movie in my life, it's been at that. Anyway, well, sir, I just got to the Parks and Rec episode where Leslie got Ron to a cliff in Scotland and gave him a poem to read, and I know it must have gotten you like it got me. That was a great moment. I gotta admit, it didn't make me cry, but that was Parks and Rec is one of my all-time favorite shows. And I honestly don't say that lightly. It is one of my absolute all-time favorite shows, and that was an awesome moment in it. A really, really awesome moment in that. As she sends him to the Scotch thing. That was great. Stan Salvatore writes, Jojo Rabbit, damn, that was good. I felt every human emotion, but it was so hopeful. If a better film comes out this year, I'll be pleasantly surprised. Dude, I knew Jojo Rabbit was going to be good, because I think the trailers look fantastic, and I know Taika Waititi is great, and I heard some very good. I knew it was going to be good. Hell, I even knew it was going to be great. I wasn't prepared for how great Jojo Rabbit is. For me, it is the best film of the year. Now, I still have a number of films I got to see. I still got to see Ford v Ferrari. I got to see The Good Liar. I got to see Knives Out. Several others. There are many others I still got to see. But Jojo Rabbit, I was floored by how much I love that movie. So funny and yet so human and warm at the same time. Taika Waititi's humor, but he found a way to bring incredible warmth in the midst of a horrible thing. And it's hard to put it into words. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't seen the movie, it's hard for me to put into words, but yeah, Jojo Rabbit as of right now is my favorite movie of the year. We'll see if it stays that way by the end of the year, but as of right now, it's my favorite film of the year. All right, Joel Jordan writes, how excited would you be to have a Deadpool and Spider-Man Freaky Friday perspective with Tom Holland having to play as Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds playing Spider-Man, scale 1 to 10? 3, maybe 4. Honestly, to me, that's a great YouTube 5-10 minute video. That sounds like a great 5 to 10 minute sketch, which would probably break all the YouTube records. If they did a little YouTube sketch with that exact description, Joel, and put it out on YouTube, 100 million views within a week. Within a week, 100 million views. And then eventually it would break all the records. As a fully drawn out motion picture, though, it's a shtick that's been done before. I don't know that I'd be that into it. But as a short 10-minute video, I'd be crazy to see it. Absolutely nuts to see it. All right, K Major writes, I would love if the movie opened with Han's belated funeral and it's Lando giving the eulogy. No expectations, though. Might not fit in the story being told. Well, remember, K Major, if what we've heard is accurate, that this movie picks up years after the events of The Last Jedi, that would be a very belated funeral. It's one thing for a couple of weeks, but a couple of years would be a bit much. So I don't think that's where they'll go. I don't think that's where they'll go because, again, it's just been years later. All right. And the person giving the eulogy at Han's funeral, if there was one, would be Chewie. Chewie would need to be the one to give the eulogy. That's just that. All right. Russell Amador writes, My girlfriend said the only thing that can top a proposal in December would be an epic conclusion to the Star Wars trilogy. She may be right, dude. I'm with your girlfriend on this. You got a good girl there. I'm with your girlfriend on this. Can they stick the landing? We've seen great filmmakers not be able to stick the landing. We've seen some of the greatest television shows of all time not able to stick the landing. Sticking the landing is a very, very difficult thing to do. And, we'll see. And you know what the funny thing is? This movie could even be a very good movie, yet not really stick the landing. You know what I mean? So I'm going to be going in with great excitement and great curiosity to see if they're actually able to stick the landing on this thing. All right. Eli Mcribs, I love the name, writes, I enjoy watching Star Wars Episode 1 more than A New Hope. Well, that's why all film is subjective. Maybe because I'm 29 years old, but I think A New Hope is boring and can't keep awake while watching it. Well, listen, we live in a world where, I've had people tell me, I saw The Godfather. That movie's boring. Okay. But that's the subjective nature of film. It's you watch a movie and it hits you a certain way. You don't pick how it hits you. It just hits you that way. And if that's how it hit you, that's how it hits you. It's part of being a film fan, and there's nothing wrong with that. All right. Taylor Reeder writes, can any up-and-coming writer write a continuation film? Can any upcoming writer write a continuation film? A continuation of what? Sorry, I'm not quite sure what it is you're asking. Brian Wensloff writes, fun fact, the main leads from Grimm are really? Like the main guy from Grimm and the girl who now plays Lois, they're actually married in real life? Hold a second. Let me pull this up here. I find that fascinating, if that's true. Hold a second here. Okay. So Grimm, which starred David Giantoli as Nick, and the girl who now plays Lois is Elizabeth Tulloch. And are you saying those two are married? Let me look up David's bio here. Did see full bio. Okay. I'm going to go to his full bio. He's married to Elizabeth Tulloch. Really? The girl, I didn't even know that. And I love that show. And I learned something new every day doing this show from you guys. Thank you so much for sharing that fact, Brian. I appreciate that. Because I loved that show. The last season was a total mess, but I loved Grimm. I really did enjoy that show. Flo Fruit Loops writes, I see what you were saying about Filoni and agree. I still feel he should have more control over the creative side of Star Wars, kind of like Feige with Marvel. No, I don't. I don't agree. Why? Because he made some good cartoons? Really? Because he made some good cartoons. By the way, he's never even made a live action film. Dave Filoni has never made a live action film. And you think he should have control over the live action films of Star Wars? Because why? He made a couple of cartoons? I don't. I think we in fandom, and I know I'm guilty of this too. Let me fully admit I am guilty of this too. Not with Filoni specifically, but in other areas. I have caught myself, and I am every bit of guilty as this as anybody else. But what we in fandom do sometimes is we think, oh, that guy's good at that. He should do all this other stuff too. It's like, well, you know what? That guy's a great window washer. He should be the president of Ford Motor Company. Well, that's a different set of skills and a different... Filoni made a cartoon that some people like. I'm not even a fan of Clone Wars. I got to admit. I did like Rebels. But because the guy made a cartoon, that means he should oversee Star Wars? I disagree. Now, they're doing the right thing with Dave Filoni right now. Kathleen Kennedy, as critical as I've been of her lately, one of her really more genius moves has been when Jon Favreau came to her with the idea of Mandalorian. Not only did she greenlight it, but she said, I want you to partner up and team up with Dave Filoni on this. And now they've got Dave Filoni actually directing 2 episodes of the Mandalorian. This is which is great because it's gradually getting him into directing some live action stuff, something he's never done. I would never give control over a live action universe to a guy who's never directed actual live action stuff or has never had any experience with live action stuff. That's just not That's just not a good idea. But I know we as fans, but I love Dave Filoni. He should do everything. I've done that too with other guys that were completely unqualified to do a job I was thinking they should do. We all do it. But no, I think we're years away from that. Let's see how he does with The Mandalorian. I think what they're trying to set Filoni up for, by giving him a couple of episodes of Mandalorian to direct, I think sooner or later we're going to see Dave Filoni actually directing a live action movie. Maybe Star Wars, maybe not. But I think at some point, Lucasfilm or Disney as a whole is going to give Dave Filoni an actual live action movie to take over and do. And then we'll see where we're at. But I think they're grooming him for that. I think they're building him up to that. But as of right now, no, he should not have. He should not have any creative control over everything just because he made a good cartoon. That's just, and I don't even like the cartoon, but I know a lot of you guys do, so I'll give it credit. Good cartoon. But just because he did a good cartoon does not mean he's qualified to run and have creative control over a live action universe. They're two totally different mediums, and but they seem to be developing him towards you. So let's give him some time. Give him some time. Let's see where he is in a little while. I think they're taking the right steps with him right now, to be honest with you. All right. Connor Farley writes, one of two. Why bring up Kathleen's director/writer losses when it's clear the Benioff and Weiss situation pertains to their Netflix deal and was a pick and choose scenario? Because if you believe that, I've got a big swath of swampland I'd like to sell you in Louisiana. Listen, when I know the official party line right now on Benioff and Weiss leaving is that, oh, we're just so busy now with the Netflix thing. That's not how contracts work. They signed a deal. They signed a deal with Lucasfilm. When you sign a contract or something, you don't get to go back to those people there and say, you know, when you sign a contract at a car dealership and you sign a contract saying, I'm going to buy this car and I'm going to pay you X number of payments per month and I'm going to pay you this and I'm going to pay you that and now I get to take the car, you take over that, blah, blah, blah. You don't get to come back to them 2 months saying, you know what? Oh, it turns out I went and got another car, so I don't need your car anymore. No, that's not how contracts work. I'm not saying their busyness with their upcoming 9-figure Netflix deal isn't a part of this equation, but there's more to this story that they're not telling us. And they don't need to tell us. It's none of our business. That's fine. I'm just saying you'd have to be really naive to not see that there's much more to this. Because as I said on the show this morning, you just can't go, oh no, I forgot that I had a contract with you and then I went and signed a contract with somebody else. Sorry, now I don't have time to fulfill my contract with you. That's not how contracts work. That's what I'm just saying. I'm just saying that's not how contracts work. So there is something else here. What it is, I don't know. I'm not speculating as to what it might be. And I'm not even suggesting they owe us an explanation. They don't owe us an explanation. That's their business. All I'm saying is, don't believe the company PR spin that, oh, now they're just so busy. Oh, what a shame they're so busy doing this Netflix thing now. If only we had signed a contract with them. Oh, that's right, they did. So that means there's some other thing going on behind the scenes. Whether it's something really good or something really terrible, I don't know. I'm not speculating. I'm just saying there's something else going on. And it's not just the Netflix deal because they signed the deal with Star Wars before they signed a deal with Netflix. So something else is up. That's all I'm saying. I'm not speculating what it is. I'm just saying clearly something else is up. And whatever else is up is something that Kathleen Kennedy would have been privy to. I mean, just 2 months ago, we had Bob Iger telling the world, these new Star Wars dates, that's our Benioff and Weiss movies. That was just 2 months ago, after they had signed their deal with Netflix. You get that? After they signed their deal with Netflix, Bob was still saying, yeah, those movies are going to be Benioff and Weiss's. If everything else was as it was supposed to be, let's say all other things were equal. Play this scenario out. Benioff and Weiss go walking into Bob Iger's office and say, hey, Bob, listen, bad news, man. You know how we signed this new deal with Netflix? Turns out it's taken up all our time and we don't have time to do the Star Wars thing. Sorry. Bob Iger will go, oh, really? That's interesting. Well, here's the thing, boys. And he pulls out this piece of paper. Let's pretend this mouse pad is a piece of paper. Seems your signature is right here, saying that you are committed to doing these films for us. So, sorry, boys, but we got a contract. And your Netflix stuff is going to have to wait. Because you signed this first. If all other things were equal, and it really was, oh no, gosh darn it, we didn't realize we'd be so busy. Nuts. If that was really the case, Big Papa Bear Bob Iger simply would have gone, well, that's funny, because I've got your names autographed right here on this contract that says you're doing these movies for us. And this was signed first. So clearly there's something else going on. What it is, I don't know, but clearly there is something else going on. I'll leave it up to everybody else to try to figure out what it might be. All right, Marie Seifring writes, I think FVF was Ford. Oh, okay. Yeah, somebody earlier today wrote, do you think FVF something? I don't know what FVF is. Okay, so Ford v Ferrari. So they were saying its Spanish title is Against the Impossible. Ooh, yeah, we were talking about that this morning, about how in different countries, sometimes a movie will have different titles. For example, Ford v Ferrari, over in, I think it's in the UK and European countries, they're calling it Le Mans 66, because over there, that makes more sense for them. And so what they were saying is the Spanish title for Ford v Ferrari is actually neither Ford v Ferrari nor Le Mans 66. It's actually Against the Impossible. Okay, that's it. Okay, thank you for clarifying that, Marie. That makes more sense. All right. NTNLV16 writes, hi, some voiceover and one obscure shot is not a promise for a lot of Palpatine. In fact, it's exactly what we had for Luke in the episode 7 marketing. Nonsense. There was no Luke in the episode 7 marketing. There was no Luke in the episode 7 marketing. He wasn't on the posters. He wasn't on the trailers. He wasn't there in any of the episode 7 marketing. The only thing about the marketing was they let you know Mark Hamill's in it. That's it. When you have the first poster, let me see if I can pull this up. Hold a second. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to find it really quickly here. Hold a second. The Rise of Skywalker poster. Let me see here if I can find this. I'm going to guess I can, but give me a second here. Get it large. There we go. So the first poster that they kind of gave out for this thing at D23, this was the first poster. Wow, who takes up the most space on this poster? Not Rey, not Kylo, it's the Emperor. The Emperor is the main biggest face on the poster. 3/4 of this poster is the Emperor. Look, if I position my shoulders like this, it looks like I'm the Emperor. Anyway, it's the Emperor. They didn't have that with episode 7. And then you come to the main trailer for the movie. And what's the main trailer? It's being narrated by the Emperor. I mean, I'm sorry. They are promising Palpatine. And then at Star Wars Celebration, when they do the reveal of Palpatine and the lights come up, who's standing on stage? Do you remember? Go back and look at it. Ian McDiarmid, the guy who plays the Emperor, who goes, "Run it again." And they play the trailer. I mean, they have been promising Palpatine. This is completely, I remember back when The Force Awakens was coming up in episode 7, a lot of people are asking, why isn't Luke in any of the marketing? Where's Luke? Where's Luke? Why isn't Luke in the marketing? That was the big thing. This is a NTNLV. This is a totally different situation. This is a totally different situation. And again, let me reemphasize. I ain't saying Palpy needs to be in an hour of this movie. I'm not saying he needs to be the main character of this movie. I'm just saying, when you make this your poster, and you have him narrating the trailer, and you are doing this big thing, and you have him pop up on stage at Star Wars Celebration at the end of the trailer, when you do all of this, you better make sure he's in a significant part of the movie. Again, he doesn't have to be in an hour of it, but he better not just be in like 7 minutes of the movie when you're promising all that. I think this situation and the Luke Skywalker situation, episode 7, are totally different things. Completely different things. Anyway, Ben Rayner writes, I feel sorry for D and D, that's Benioff and Weiss, all the backlash for season 7 and it's not going away. I think that's a part of this separation. They're probably fed up with it and don't want another loaded franchise. Don't blame them. I mean, that could be part of it. That might be a part of it. They did create the most iconic and most successful pop culturally television show in history with Game of Thrones. They did it. That's their show. Won 59 Emmys, which is by far the record, which will never be broken. Was nominated for Best Series every single year at the Emmys. Every single year that show was out, it was nominated at the Emmys for Best Series and won half the time. Won 4 times. 2015, 2016, 2018, 2019. It won for Best Series. The thing twice, Benioff and Weiss were awarded Best Writers. 9 times nominated by the Writers Guild of America. You know, all the professional writers. All the professional writers, all the writers of television and movies got together and said, these guys are amongst the best at what we do. But some people didn't like that Daenerys turned bad. And for other, I mean, to be fair, a lot of people just didn't like the final season. Fair enough. But using that as a pretext, they've tried to rewrite history. Like, these guys created the greatest, most successful pop culturally show of all time, and everybody's just forgetting that. But it is unfortunate. And that could be part of it. It's like, step from this toxic environment into another toxic environment. Maybe part of it is them going, look, we just want a clean slate, maybe with Netflix. Just give us a clean slate to start new properties on our own. That might be it. If it is, we'll wait and see. But it could be part of it, Ben. All right, Jake Ayer writes, very psyched to get Disney Plus through Verizon. Thanks for telling me about it. Also, do you think we will get a second Cats trailer? Happy to. Oh, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. We're going to get a second and we're going to get a third Cats trailer. And they better be better than that first trailer. Now, listen, I have no doubt that this Cats movie is going to be awesome. Why? Because of who's directing it. That's it. Tom Hooper's directing it. It's going to be a decent movie at minimum. Probably it's going to be a really good movie. You got the guy who directed The King's Speech and Les Mis. Yeah, it's going to be good. This guy doesn't know how to make a bad movie. It's just that he's just not capable of making a bad movie. But that trailer was terrible. That first Cats trailer I thought was terrible. But so yeah, we will definitely get a couple more, and they better be a big improvement over the first trailer, because that first trailer was terrible. Darth Sidious writes, I can't see them renewing Supergirl for season 6 because in my opinion, I think the viewing for Supergirl would drop significantly when the new Superman show premieres. Well, I'll be honest with you, Darth Sidious, I don't watch Supergirl anymore, so I have no idea where they are in the show. I have no idea how popular this particular Superman character is, this Tyler Hoechlin. I never know how to pronounce his last name. Is all that kind of stuff. So I can't really comment on that. But they seem pretty committed to the show. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't follow this one, so I can't really give an answer on that myself. All right. Jesse writes, the shot in Mandalorian trailer when he walks out of the door and grabs the stormtrooper's gun, then shoots him in the face was the selling point for me. I'm telling you what, Jesse, there is so much bloody good stuff in that Mandalorian trailer that dropped last night. So much good stuff. I am ludicrously excited for this show, and it's just building. November 12th is so close now. 2 weeks away. 2 weeks away. Disney Plus and The Mandalorian drops, and we will start getting all of our goodness, all of our Mandalorian bounty hunter goodness. And by the way, I did have a rather official person basically tell me the whole rundown of the show. I'm not going to give anything away. There are a couple, let's put it this way. I was legitimately surprised. A couple things that I got told. Legitimately surprised, which you will see very quickly in the first couple of episodes. I'm not going to give anything else away, but This thing's got a lot of potential. This thing's got a lot of potential. All right, guys, that will do it for this installment of the companion videos. We're now all caught up on all the questions got sent in. Thank you to all you guys who sent in your questions, not just because you gave us great fun things to talk about, but also because you supported the channel while you were doing that. And all of us here, me, Ray, Jonathan, Aaron, everybody here, we thank you for your support and all that. And thanks for keeping this channel going. And listen, guys, make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel. Go on down and click the thumbs up on the video. And yeah, that will do it for me for now, guys. Keep an eye on the channel. If you're watching this on Thursday, keep an eye on the channel for a little bit later tonight. I'll give my first initial 1-minute reaction to Terminator as I come out of the theater tonight. Keep your eyes open for that. And of course, the John Campea Show returns tomorrow with me, Aaron Cummings, and Robert Meyer Burnett. So keep your eyes open for that. That'll do it for me for now, guys. Thanks a lot for being here. My name is John Campea, and until next time, bye-bye.